Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's story is Karma is a female dog who bites back. This story comes from a subreddit. Our evil spouse was having an affair for years. He ended up leaving me for his mistress. I took the high road and moved on with my life. Karma bit him back hard. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome. We are on our way to 1 million subscribers. So if you like these stories, stay tuned. Let's get into the story. Our evil spouse was having an affair for years. He ended up leaving me for his mistress. I took the high road and moved on with my life. Karma bit him back hard. My ex-husband cheated on me the whole 6 years we were together. And when I say cheated, I mean full-blown affair, including regular booty calls at my house when I was out with my girlfriends for the evening while he was supposed to be watching our kid or on business trips, etc. When I confronted him about it, he would apologize profusely and beg for forgiveness. He was so good at making me feel guilty and manipulated that I never left him, even though he ruined my trust in him completely. After our son graduated high school, I had enough. The entire time he was dating this woman while he was married to me. She knew he was married, and together they destroyed our family. I finally got a divorce. It was brutal because he used every dirty tactic in the book to try to keep me from getting half of our assets. He even went as far as trying to get sole custody of our son, who was 18. At the time he graduated university and moved out of state for a job. I did not fight him on any of this. I just wanted out. 6 months after our divorce was finalized, I found out he and his little side piece were no longer together. According to people in their social circle, she dumped him. Apparently, she didn't want to be with a married man anymore. After she met someone else, she broke up with him and then started seeing this new guy. Well, Karma came back and bit her in the ass. The new guy she's seeing is married. Now she is the other woman in a relationship. The crazy thing is, my ex's best friend is the guy she's seeing. If you remember correctly, this is the same person that helped my ex cover up his cheating ways and stayed silent when I confronted him about it because he didn't want to rock the boat. He and his wife are now getting a divorce. And according to people in their social circles, she's having a very hard time accepting that he wants sole custody of their 2 kids. Apparently, she was shocked when he filed for divorce and accused her of cheating. Her response was, "I don't know what you're talking about," but the proof was undeniable. He has messages on her phone where she admits to having an affair with my ex. I can't help but smile knowing that he is going through the exact pain that he caused me. He doesn't have much support because he burned most of his bridges over the years. Even his own parents threw him under the bus to protect me, which made him drop his plan to take half of my assets, and instead he took nothing. But I guess he didn't think that Karma would hit him back so hard. Update: I can't believe I'm actually responding to this. Yes, I actually called my ex's parents. I'm not proud of it, but I felt betrayed by them both for not only ignoring my distress and pain, but also sending money to him during the divorce proceedings, even though they claim they never sent him a dime. His father even tried to pressure me into agreeing to a lower settlement than what I was entitled to. They really showed me who they are. As for why I didn't mention his affair in court, I honestly just wanted it to be over. I had all the proof I needed, but I didn't want to make things worse. My lawyer told me that it wouldn't change the outcome of the case. He said, "Listen, your husband is a cheater. That means he doesn't love you. It also means that he likely isn't faithful to his side chick. Plus, you have proof of his affair. Do you really think that this man deserves half of your assets? Cheaters often use funds from their affair to gain favor with their spouses in order to extract more money from them. You need to think of yourself, not him." He kept saying, "You don't need to bring up the affair because he doesn't deserve anything from you anyway." So I didn't. I just wanted out. It's been 2 years since the divorce, and I couldn't be happier. I have a new partner. I bought a new house. My son graduated university with honors and got a great job in his field. He comes home every summer and lives with me until he buys a house of his own. My ex still lives with his mother and works a low-level job at a gas station. His career is over. He has no degree and his only associates are people in AA headed to, "Thank you everyone for the awards." I appreciate them. Okay, let's discuss the comments. This one is from Trash Queen 79. You mentioned that you didn't fight for the divorce settlement. What did you end up with? Curious if he got absolutely nothing. Responded to that, I received everything in the house, including the equity. I got sole ownership of all bank accounts, retirement accounts, etc. I got the house that we bought together and he got the apartment he had before we were married. All in all, I did pretty well for myself. This next comment is from Small Town Royalty. In my experience, karma rarely happens quickly. Your story is the exception. Most of us have to wait years. Just glad you got yours. Responded to that, me too. I'm glad I got mine. It's nice when the universe shows you that there is justice, even though sometimes it takes a while to get it. This next one is from Scissors for Hire. Karma is female dog who bites back. Love that name. Made my day. Opus responded to that. Thanks. I thought it was fitting since karma is often a female dog who bites back. This next one is from James the Brit. Good for you. This makes me feel better as my marriage is on the rocks due to my wife's infidelity. She admitted to having slept with another man on a work trip and hasn't stopped cheating since. She claims she loves me, but I don't know where to go from here. Sorry to hear that. My heart goes out to you. I know how painful it is. Try to focus on yourself, because that's what I did. I read tons of books on the subject, self-help books and advice columns. I reached out to my friends and family. They gave me some great advice and support. I also saw a therapist who listened to me and helped me get through each day. I hope things work themselves out for you, but if they don't, remember that you are worthy and deserving of love. And it's okay to move on from someone who isn't ready to do the same. And the last comment is from Anonymous. What an awful situation to be in. So sorry for everything you had to go through. Good for you for getting out of that marriage. You'll find happiness again. Don't worry. Thank you all for reading this story, and let's see what the next story is.
Since his youth, Sergey had dreamed of becoming rich. He was smart, charismatic, and knew how to deal with people. When he opened his first business, a small construction company, everything started out honestly. Clients trusted him, workers respected him. But as soon as profits started to grow, Sergey began to change his principles. He cut corners on materials, buying the cheapest ones while hiding it from clients. He delayed salaries for his workers, coming up with excuses the client hasn't paid yet. To their faces, he smiled, but behind their backs, he deceived them. One of his employees, an older craftsman named Nikolai, once said to him, "Sergey, this isn't right. Money isn't everything." Expensive clothes. But little by little, his world began to fall apart. But the real reckoning came unexpectedly. He landed a huge contract to build a suburban housing complex. It was his chance to move up to a new level. Once again, he decided to save money. He bought the cheapest. The houses were finished, the money collected. Sergey celebrated his success. But his joy didn't last long. That autumn, the first heavy rains destroyed half the buildings, roofs leaked, foundations sank. The owners filed a collective lawsuit. Overnight, Sergey owed more than he had earned in years. The bank froze his accounts. His cars were repossessed. Friends who once partied with him in restaurants vanished. Even his relatives turned away. Left with nothing, He suddenly understood this was karma. Sergei sat in his empty apartment, the only property left because it was his sole residence. On the table stood, for the first time in many years, Sergei felt ashamed. And strangely, a kind of relief. He worked quietly, never complained. He felt embarrassed whenever someone recognized the former successful businessman in an ordinary worker. But it was there, for the first time. Months passed. People were surprised. "You've really changed." He smiled and replied, "No. I just finally understood how life works. Everything comes back." Karma wasn't that the world punished him. Karma was that the world taught him, without honesty, no success means anything. Alexei had always considered himself a lucky man. It seemed like life had turned out just the way he wanted. But over time, at first, he just stayed late at work. Then he spent more time on his phone. She brought him dinner, and he brushed her off. "I already ate," she tried to. This was not a marriage, it was an empty shell. "I can't live like this anymore," she told her friend one evening. "I try, but it's like I don't exist." Her friend hugged her and whispered, "Then it's time to put an end to it." A week later, Marina filed for divorce. Alexei was surprised, but not too upset. Alexei was sure now real life was beginning. But only a few months later, everything changed. The new girlfriend stopped answering his calls. When it suited him, he gave attention. When it didn't, he ignored her. Trouble started at work too. Colleagues stopped listening to his opinions, interrupting him at meetings. He tried to get Marina back. One evening, he called her. "Marina, I wanted to talk." "About what?" Her voice was cold and even. "I think I made a mistake. Maybe we could try again." There was silence on the other end. Then she said, "Alexei, that's in the past. I have my own life now." Hugging by the sea. Alexei stared at it, remembering how happy she had been with him. He, for the first time, indifference, neglect, coldness. He had thought these were little things, that his behavior had no consequences. But life had shown him the mirror. Normally, Alexei would have walked past. But this time, he stopped and helped. That night, he couldn't sleep. It is the chain of our actions. If you hurt, you'll be hurt. If you betray, you'll meet betrayal. But if you give kindness, it will come back, just as pain once did. He was alone. And though the past could not be undone, the future depended on him. Karma had not forgotten him, but it gave him a chance to begin again.